Success comes to those who care enough about themselves, their teammates, and yes, their opponents, to be the best they can be. Algonquin Heinemann middle school 8th grader Sarah Scarborough has always been successful because she cares. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division A. Knowing she was an 8th grader on the cross-country team and wanting to be a helper to the younger runners on the team, Sarah got the team together on the weekends so we could run at the sectional course in order to make our team feel prepared instead of nervous like I was in 6th grade, she says in her own words. She says she felt like a role model to the 6th graders on the team and remembered how she felt at their age. Sarah qualified for the IESA state cross-country meet 3 times, and so far as a member of the school's 400-meter relay team has been to the IESA state track and field meet twice. She also was on the basketball team in 7th and 8th grade and was a cheerleader those 2 years, winning sportsmanship awards and cheerleading both years. Sportsmanship is extremely important to me, she wrote in her essay, even though it is defined as playing fair and following the rules of the game. It goes way deeper than that. It means being respectful. It's about playing the game and caring about people you play with and against. A sport is a game, and through all the hard work and pain, sports are played because people love to play them. Whether a game is won or lost, always remember why you are playing it. Scarborough is also involved in her school's chorus, honors choir, team quest, and musical drama. She has been on the principal's list 10 consecutive quarters. She was her school's physical education and mathematics student of the year in 7th grade. According to Sarah, Mom gets all the credit for her successes. She says, starting at 2 years old, she had me involved with sports and made me the person I am today. She writes, she is the hardest working person I know. She is a single mom who is raising 3 kids alone because my dad died. It is amazing how she can work about 70 hours a week and still go to all of our events at night and on the weekend. And the one change in the world that she would make? She says, I would try to make the world be at peace. I have a best friend who has a brother that went to war. Her family prayed every day to keep him safe. I would never want to have my 2 brothers go to war and have my family go through that. If you are kind to one person, most likely that person will be kind to a different person, and maybe in the future our world will be at peace. I lost my dad and I was very pensive. I hate to think of families all over the world that lost their relatives because of wars. Sarah plans to participate in cross-country and track in high school because she says running is her favorite sport. She also will be in the choir because she loves to sing, try out for basketball because she loves to play it, and run for student council because she wants to be more involved with decisions that are made for her school. She lists the University of Wisconsin or Harvard as her top college choices. Sarah wants to become either a doctor or lawyer. Should she attend Harvard, perhaps that dream of running in the Boston Marathon will become a reality. What do a trombone and architecture have in common? Answer: partners in the way Patrick Juris may someday change the world. An 8th grade student at Lake Zurich Middle School North, Patrick in the future might lead the band that takes the parade to an educational edifice he designed that is the center of a new order in education that will make the world a better place for all its inhabitants. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division A. Juris has been first chair trombonist the past 2 years and earned the Highly Dedicated Player Award once. He plays in both his school's symphonic and jazz bands. He is strongly considering a career in architecture after college, and he believes most of the world's problems stem from lack of education. He says, quote, if the entire world population could somehow be educated to the greatest extent possible, many problems in the world would disappear because equality could be reached amongst races. He writes, decent jobs and employment would be available to everyone, and a new generation of educated freethinkers could reform world government, among other changes. Education needs to be a top priority of governments, not military interests, public housing, or even roadway and transit budgets. By investing money, efforts, and time into this, so much can be achieved. Education is a central issue that everything revolves around, and a strong push for a better system is necessary. At Lake Zurich Middle School North, Juris also is captain of the Scholastic Bowl team and a member of the cross-country team. He was an IESA state meet qualifier in cross-country this year. He has been on the high honor roll throughout middle school and was named Student of the Month in December 2007. He also has participated in the IMEA Festival Band, and as a 7th grader, he participated in the Illinois Mathematics League contest. He has an ambitious extracurricular program planned for high school. He wants to participate in cross-country, track and field, Scholastic Bowl, marching and concert band, the school newspaper, and the Environmental Awareness Club. Patrick plans to go to college and is looking at either Cornell University or the University of Illinois for architecture, but he also has a liking for the law.
With Sarah today is her mom, Diane Scarborough, and her grandmother, Sarah Dittrich, and the principal of Algonquin Heinemann Middle School, Mr. Jim Stotts. Sarah, the leadership traits you showed this year in cross country to ease the nervousness of your younger teammates is directly related to the way your mom has raised you and your brothers. Your road to success has not been an easy one, and yet your mom has been there all the way for you. Let her guidance continue to influence you as you grow older and have the opportunity to influence others in a positive way. You have been very successful, and my wish is that you continue on this path of success. And with Patrick today are his parents, Laura and Barry Juris, and the principal of Lake Zurich North Middle School is Dr. Nate Carter. Patrick, the one item that stood out to me as I read your application was your passion for education. And obviously education is important to everyone in this room, from the parents to the educators to your fellow honorees, all of whom have excellent academic records. But simply being educated does not equate success. It's what you do with your education that matters the most. Many educated people have failed because they have done nothing with their education. My charge to you is to make your education and do something positive. As has been said many times, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Don't waste yours. And good luck in all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's extend congratulations to Sarah Scarborough and Patrick Juris. And presenting Sarah and Patrick their awards is our board member from Division A, Dr. Scott Herman, who is the principal at Niles Gemini Junior High School. First for Sarah. And now for Patrick. Congratulations.
Salmonaught Middle School 8th grader Kendall Herron has been involved in all aspects of interscholastic athletics and activities. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division B. Her sports in 7th and 8th grade are soccer, basketball, and track and field. She plays the flute and has been a member of the band for the past 2 years and participated in the IVCC Honor Band. Kendall has been a student council member the past 2 years and is on the yearbook staff. In addition, she wrote the soccer game summaries for the morning announcements at school and was statistician for the boys' basketball team. The basketball band combination taught her a valuable life lesson. Kendall was selected to participate in a 7-school regional honor band program, and her school basketball team scheduled a tournament on the same weekend. She tells what went through her mind and how she handled the conflict in her sportsmanship essay. In her words, quote, "In order to practice good sportsmanship, I feel a student must fully commit to an activity, exhibit a good attitude, and display excellent character. I recently had a unique experience that tested my sportsmanship. I had already committed to the honor band and had to tell my basketball coach that I couldn't play in the tournament. I kept sportsmanship in mind and followed through with what I started, doing my best to have a good attitude about my decision and keeping true to my character by doing what I felt was right. If I hadn't honored my original commitment, I would have wasted a spot that students from other schools could have used. I was fair to my band director and honest with my basketball coach about my decision while still showing respect to all the interscholastic programs involved. Sportsmanship and good attitude helped me to build relationships with fellow classmates as well as students from other schools. This experience taught me to value sportsmanship, and I came out a true winner." Kendall is a writer and an artist too. In 7th grade, she wrote the winning Daughters of the American Revolution essay, was selected to read the Gettysburg Address at the Veterans Day All-School Assembly, and won the Veterans Day poster contest. Outside of school, she has been a soccer official and a softball-baseball umpire. In 4-H, she has been an officer, an exchange member, and a county federation member, as well as receiving superior ratings at the Illinois State Fair. She has used her talents to raise nearly $700 in donations for Relay for Life, Children's Research Fund, Kendall County Animal Shelter, 4-H Bowl-a-thon, and UNICEF. What is the single feat in her life she is most proud of? It is her perfect GPA in middle school. She says, quote, I have to set a goal to keep this GPA throughout middle school. She writes, I stay up late working hard on homework and projects and have missed out on social events because meeting deadlines is important to me. I continue to challenge myself with extra credit work in order to keep my grades high. Her most admired person is former Green Bay Packer quarterback Brett Favre. She says, quote, I am not a football player and I actually know very little about football, but I find his story inspiring. She writes, I admire him because he values working together as a team and displays good sportsmanship. Kendall plans to attend the University of Illinois and earn a degree in science. Sports medicine sounds interesting to her, as does becoming an anesthesiologist. In the long run, Sterling Challand Middle School 8th grade student Aaron Brenner will have a leg up on his goal of becoming a doctor. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division B. At school, he has been a member of the cross-country, basketball, and track and field teams. Aaron also has participated in the school's band, choir, and full orchestra, and is on the Scholastic Bowl team. He has been on the high honor roll every quarter and has been selected the school's Student of the Month the last 2 years. Last spring, in the IESA 7th grade Class AA state track and field meet, he qualified in the 1,600-meter run, finished 7th in the 400-meter dash, and anchored his school's second-place 400-meter relay. This past fall, he qualified for the IESA state cross-country meet and played on Challand's basketball team that qualified for the IESA 8th grade Class 4A state tournament. The relay's second-place finish in the state meet is his proudest accomplishment so far. He says, quote, my teammates and I worked very hard to earn second place. He writes, our goal for this race was to do our best together. We broke the school record by 4 seconds. This spring, only time will tell the fortunes of the runners from this school. The sport that Aaron has devoted 10 years of his life to is soccer, and he looks forward to playing it in high school. His goal is to make the varsity team as a freshman. He also plans to play basketball, compete in track, be on the Scholastic Bowl team, and participate in the math club. Aaron had to get his ability to run from his father, the person he admires most. He says, quote, my dad runs almost every day. He writes he exercises every day. He is always encouraging my sisters and me to eat right and thinks of activities that we can do as a whole family. He has competed in many races, including marathons. In the essay he wrote on the value of sportsmanship, his perception of it shows the potential for a great bedside manner. He says, quote, to me, sportsmanship is the difference between having fun while playing a sport and having a terrible time. Sportsmanship can bring out the best in people, but those who don't show sportsmanship can ruin any event. I think sportsmanship is essential in any sport. I would like to think that everyone shows good sportsmanship, but I know that is not always true. Most importantly, sportsmanship is having a good attitude, whether winning or losing. Aaron Brenner plans to attend the University of Illinois for his undergraduate degree and then go to medical school and study sports medicine.
With Kendall today are her parents, Courtney and Michael Herron, and the principal of Salmonock Middle School, Mr. Matt Jeffrey. Kendall, you indicated on your application that you were selected to read the Gettysburg Address at a Veterans Day school assembly. I am sure you know that our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, wrote that speech during a particularly difficult period in our country's history. President Lincoln is often thought of as a tremendous leader, and the person you listed that you most admire is another great leader, albeit on a completely different level. Brett Favre, a future Hall of Famer, started 253 consecutive games for the Green Bay Packers, and the most ever by a quarterback in the history of the NFL. With those two persons, you have great role models. My guess is that a common trait between them is commitment and dedication. And I hope you will stay committed and dedicated to your goals and dreams. And if you do, success will surely be in your future. And with Aaron today are his parents, Andrea and Steve Brenner, and the assistant principal at Challand Middle School, Mr. Andy Edmondson. Aaron, your love of long-distance running is evident, and you certainly have had your fair share of success. Running is a unique sport. Let's face it. Unless you're named Forrest Gump, not too many people wake up one morning and decide to start running. It requires a great deal of dedication. And that dedication will lead you to success in high school and beyond, and I can guarantee you that there will be challenges ahead. Your dedication to a task will serve you well, and success will follow you no matter what you decide to do. Continue to do the things that have made you successful, and I am sure that we will see you once again in a few weeks at the state track meet in East Peoria. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Division B Here are Kendall Herron and Aaron Brenner. Presenting Kendall and Aaron their awards is our board member from Division B, Mr. Jim Hochstetter, who is the superintendent at Galva Community Unit School District. And now Aaron. Congratulations, Kendall and Aaron. At this time, I'd like to also recognize Mr. Hochstetter. Jim has served the longest tenure of any current IESA board member. He first joined the board of directors in 1994, and at the end of this school year, Jim is retiring from his current position as superintendent in Galva. And that will signal the end of your 14-year career on the IESA board of directors and 35 years in education. Please join me in thanking Jim for his service to the IESA and to the students of Illinois. Thank you.
In every school, there are a few students everyone knows are the cream of the crop. At Lamont Old Quarry Middle School 8th grader Ariel Stateman is one of those students, and that is why she is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division C. The road to success leads right to Ariel Stateman. She has been a member of her school's regular cheerleading squad and its competition squad that participated the last 2 years in the IESA state cheerleading competition. She was named Most Improved Cheerleader in 7th grade. She also has participated in cross country, student council, and yearbook club. In academics, she has earned high honors every trimester, with the school's highest math average in both her 7th and 8th grade years, and highest average in science in 8th grade. Outside of school, she competes in club gymnastics, is a student at the American Dance Center, and has volunteered for numerous civic events and organizations, including Earth Day Cleanup, Santa's Workshop, and the Lamont Bears wrestling meets. In addition to her volunteer work, Ariel finds the time to provide babysitting services and do home tutoring. Her perspective on sportsmanship comes from both on the sidelines and in the competition. She says, quote, "The great thing about sportsmanship is that it doesn't cost a thing. It is valuable because it comes from the heart, and you cannot buy that. It is purely the right thing to do." In high school, Ariel plans to participate in cheerleading, gymnastics, track and field, debate team, drama, foreign language club, mathletes, and the environmental science club. She loves debating and math, would like to act, and wants to help solve environmental problems. The one change she would make in the world is to make the world's environment better. She says, quote, "Earth is the only place where we are capable of living at this time." She wrote, "In my opinion, we are not doing enough here to help our Earth, and soon it will be too late when people notice the effects. Not a lot of people think about what it's going to be like in the future. Not a lot of people think about what it's going to be like in the future. The Earth is our only home, so I think we should take better care of it while we have a chance." Ariel's success comes from within. She says, quote, "The single most important thing to me is having a successful future, and that is why I am most proud of my grades in school." She writes, "It does not always come easily for me, and I work extremely hard to earn my exceptional grades, and it is my top priority. Most of my family did not go to college, with the exception of my mom and my aunt. I aspire to follow in their footsteps." The influence of her aunt, who has overcome several personal tragedies, plays a strong role in her determination to succeed. In her own words, she says, "At the time, I was too little to understand all of the tragedies my Aunt Karen was going through, but now I realize how truly amazing she was for getting past her circumstances. I look up to her so incredibly much." Ariel's inner drive to succeed may very well lead to a college or university with a law school like the University of Illinois, or Yale, or Harvard, or Stanford, because she is really interested in becoming a lawyer. She writes, "I love anything that has to do with debates, politics, and serving justice. I will be happy with attending any of these schools because all I really want in life is to be educated and successful. I will always keep reaching my dreams."
And with Ariel today are her parents, Diane and Mike Stateman, and the athletic director of Lamont Old Quarry Middle School, Mr. Dennis Kennedy. Ariel, let me assure you, your Aunt Karen is smiling today. While she has certainly had her share of difficult times, you both have something in common. She has overcome her obstacles because of her determination to succeed. Your academic record is outstanding, because you are driven to succeed as well. And I couldn't help but notice all of the positive comments the teachers wrote on your report card. Things like great all-around student, courteous and cooperative, and motivated and hard worker are written all over your report card. Your recent induction into the National Junior Honor Society is a testament to your resolve to continue to do well. And I've watched you perform at our cheerleading championships the last 2 years, and my hope for you is that you carry your enthusiasm for cheerleading into all of your activities in high school and beyond. I know you're going to be successful. Ladies and gentlemen, please extend your congratulations to Ariel Stateman. And presenting Ariel her award is our board member from Division C, Mr. Chris Collins, who is the principal at Glendale Heights Glenside Middle School. Congratulations.
Eighth grader Anna Paff of Morris Nettle Creek School is much more than a down-to-earth teenager who does daily farm chores and excels in interscholastic activities. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division D. An avid reader who enjoys bicycling, exploring creek wildlife, hiking, and who writes and edits with her sisters the family farm newsletter, Round the Barn. She is most proud of what she and one sister accomplished last summer after winning a scholarship through the Soil and Water Conservation District. She says in her own words, "My sister and I, plus 7 other kids, took vans down to a scenic river in Missouri called the 11-Point River." She writes, "We canoed down a 46-mile stretch of the river. At night, we would stop at different sandbars and camp out. I slept out by the fire every night, even though we had tents. This not only resulted in an amazing view of the stars, but 69 mosquito bites on my left arm alone." In addition to learning about the importance of protecting the environment, our group had time for some fun activities. I was proud that I was able to endure a week of rugged living. By the end of the week, my sister and I were pretty disgusting. We were not permitted to use soap unless it was biodegradable. My first shower after that was wonderful, but the ride home, not so pleasant. Anna is a member of her school's Fox Valley Conference volleyball championship team, played on the basketball team, and competes on the track and field team. She has been a member of the Scholastic Bowl team the past 2 years and is this year's captain. She was a Judge's Choice Award winner in the IESA speech contest, a National Junior Honor Society member, and is on the straight A honor roll. The person Anna most admires is Pope John Paul II because of the way he spread his love to generations around the world, she wrote. And if she could make one change in the world, it would be to wipe out all forms of abortion. She says, quote, "You hear a lot about sportsmanship when you are in junior high." She writes in her essay, "It is stressed among parents, teachers, and coaches. Soon the principle of it all plants itself into your conscience. This is a positive thing. When I think of sportsmanship, respect also comes to mind. Sportsmanship is how you gain and give respect. It can help instill confidence in you." In high school, Anna plans to play volleyball and compete in track. She loves to run. She also will be in the science club and Environthon, which she describes as like Scholastic Bowl with questions about environment and nature. After high school, it's on to college, and she is leaning toward the University of Illinois. Having grown up with nature, she wants a career involving life science. Her first career choice is to be a herpetologist because she loves reptiles and amphibians. Anna says it would be a dream job to become a marine biologist, but she's not ruling out entomology, or a career that combines law enforcement and biology. That would be forensic entomology. Some people are natural leaders and athletes, but Blake Winkler, an 8th grade student at Frankfort Hickory Creek Middle School, truly is one who combines being a leader within his athletic accomplishments. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division D. At school, he has been on the basketball team since 6th grade. Outside of school, he has been the quarterback of the Frankfort Falcons football team and a member of the Frankfort Thunder traveling baseball team. He also is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. In 6th grade, Blake was on the school track team, played first chair tenor saxophone in the band, and competed in robotics. In the classroom, he has earned high honor roll every trimester since 6th grade. He also owns his own snow shoveling business in the winter and lawn mowing business the rest of the year. The single feat that he is most proud of was being the recipient of the 2007 Thunderbolt Award for the Frankfort Falcons team. He says, quote, "The Thunderbird Award is given to the most valuable players showing excellence and perseverance on and off the field. When they called my name, I felt so proud. I gave a little speech after receiving the award, which wasn't a big deal, but as I walked off the stage, I knew I would never forget the moment." Blake is passionate about sports and has high expectations for a career in athletics. His goal is to play major college football, and he hopes to play professional football. As the quarterback, he knows that leadership is required on and off the field. He writes in his essay, "As a leader, your peers and teammates will look up to you. Sportsmanship and a good attitude are key elements to being successful in life. Having a positive attitude can lead to a successful sports career. You want to provide good sportsmanship and a positive attitude because your peers, coaches, and teammates will look up to you, and these character-building concepts will also become life lessons along the way." So, who does he admire most? Well, it's that old signal caller, Leonardo da Vinci, who Blake calls a man way ahead of his time because of his wide array of interests and contributions to mankind. He says in his own words, he painted beautiful pictures and influenced the world to draw and paint. He writes all his calculations and experiments were written down for the world to see. In spite of all the time da Vinci spent studying and testing, he did it for the love and passion of science, not for wealth or riches. This is what I admire most in da Vinci. He did this for the love of mankind, to make the world a better place. Blake believes the world would be a better place if all cars were required to run on electricity or solar power. He says, "Gas pollution is just destroying our world." He writes, "There are things we can do to prevent global warming. We are only making it worse by using large quantities of gas and running our cars." In high school, Blake plans to be a three-sport competitor. His first love is football, but he will also play basketball and baseball. In addition, he will continue with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, wants to be a student athletic trainer, and hopes to be in the National Honor Society.
With Anna today are her parents, Mary Beth and Bill Path, and the superintendent of the Nettle Creek School District, Mrs. Ann Chandler. Anna, if there was ever a poster girl for the term all-around student athlete, you would be on that poster. Involved in so many school activities and so many out-of-school activities, I would like to know where you find the time to do it all. What I do know is this: you have worked extremely hard in and out of the classroom. And because of that, you have had experienced many things that some people in this room will never experience and may never want to experience, if you include 69 mosquito bites. Use these experiences to your advantage and live those dreams that you have. And with Blake today are his parents, Yvonne and Jade Winkler, and the principal of Frankfort Hickory Creek, Mr. Kevin Suchinski. Blake, you have big dreams. Some students aspire to play high school and perhaps college. Your sights are set even higher. You want to play professionally. As you well know, only a few select will make it to that level. And only time will tell if you're able to achieve that dream. But I guarantee you that Tom Brady of the New England Patriots had that same dream when he was in 8th grade, and look where he is now. I'll guarantee you that Jim Thome of the Chicago White Sox had that same dream when he was an 8th grader at Pleasant Hill School over in Peoria, and now a member of the 500 Home Run Club. They didn't let long odds stop them from dreaming, and neither should you. Work hard, study hard, play hard. Keep that great smile and personality, and success will come your way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Anna Path and Blake Winkler. Presenting Anna and Blake their awards is our board member from Division D, Mr. Joe Spezio, who is the president of the IESA Board of Directors and the assistant principal at Reed Custer School in Braidwood. And now for Blake. Congratulations.
Lainey Dolman's plate is full. A look at what this 8th grader has accomplished while attending Pontiac St. Mary's School shows how full it is and why she was named the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division E. The athletic portion of her plate includes 2 years on the softball team, 2 years on the basketball team, and 2 years on the volleyball team. The St. Mary's 8th grade team this year qualified for the Class 1A state final. In the activity portion of her plate, there's 2 years on the speech team, 2 years in choir, 2 years on the math team, 2 years on the Scholastic Bowl team, and 2 years in student council. Despite all of these extracurricular activities, she still excels in the classroom, earning high honor roll status since 6th grade. So where does this ability to do so many things come from? It has to be the person she admires most, her dad. She writes, quote, "One reason is he is a very hard worker and always does his best in whatever he does. Another reason is that he has shown me how to love and trust people and to be passionate about everything I do. The biggest reason I admire my dad is he is so supportive of me. He helps me think through choices and supports my decisions, even if he doesn't always agree with what I choose to do." As a three-sport competitor, Lainey has played a lot of games and has seen the win-at-all-costs approach to athletics. She pinpoints the essence of sportsmanship in her essay. In her words, "My definition of good sportsmanship is one word. That one word is respect. When you display all of the qualities of good sportsmanship, you show respect for yourself, your opponents, and for the spirit of the game. The value of sportsmanship is measured in terms of the amount of respect an individual gives to other people and the amount of respect the other people give to that individual. That being said, I believe the true value of sportsmanship is not measurable. It's a characteristic to be valued. Good sportsmanship is priceless." Her plans for high school include student council, basketball, chorus, Scholastic Bowl, and Captains. It's an organization that promotes drug and alcohol-free lifestyles. The one change in the world that she would make would be to allow all people the many freedoms and choices we Americans are privileged to use every day. She writes, "And I would wish that we would all have the gratitude to go with them." Not every junior high school student knows what they would like to do after they finish their schooling, but Lucas Diller, the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division E, is focused on his career. The 8th grader who attends Forest Prairie Central Junior High School plans on becoming a teacher coach and then move into school administration. Lucas understands the influence a teacher coach can have on a young person. Other than a member of his family, the person he admires most, his own junior high coach, Tim McGuire. He says, "Through my 2 years in junior high, he has taught, guided, and inspired me in the classroom and on the playing field." He writes, "I respect him for what he has accomplished in life. It is because of him that I have decided I would like to be a teacher and coach and follow in his footsteps. I feel that a lot of things I have learned from him I can use when I reach that goal." Lucas has been on the school baseball and basketball teams in 7th and 8th grades. Likewise, he has been on the Scholastic Bowl team both years and has been a member of student council those years, serving as its president this year. He is most proud of being chosen student council president. Classmates elect students to the council and the council advisors select the president. The vote of his peers told Lucas that they had faith in him to do a good job as an officer, and his selection as president showed the advisors felt he has the leadership skills to head the organization, in his words, "in my school that is the most active and does the most for our school and communities that make up the district." As a member of the Scholastic Bowl team in 7th grade, Lucas won the team's award for most questions answered in a match. This year, he won the Hawk Hustle Award in baseball. This year, he has been named both the Student and Athlete of the Week. He has been on the high honor roll every grading period the past 2 years. Outside of school, he is involved with his church as a lector, in its youth group, and as a youth volunteer for the local Knights of Columbus. He also has served the Prairie Central High School baseball team as a manager the past 2 years. If he had the opportunity to change anything, he would eliminate terrorism in the world. In his words, he says, "In my mind, it is the single most senseless form of destruction in our lives. With the absence of terrorism, the world would move a lot closer to having peace throughout all areas. I feel it is unfair that so many innocent people are affected by terrorism." Lucas plans to participate in baseball, basketball, student senate, and captains in high school. His first choice for college is the University of Illinois, but knows Illinois State University has an excellent program in education.
With Lainey today are her parents, Shannon and Terry Dolman, and the principal of Pontiac St. Mary's School, Mrs. Sharon Warfield. Lainey, you mentioned in your application that the one thing that you are most proud of in your life was when you went to a leadership camp and you had to step out of your comfort zone. You found out that stepping out of that zone allows one to take on new experiences, to trust others, and to further your leadership skills. In the next few years, you are going to have numerous opportunities to step out of your comfort zone. Some of those will be good opportunities, and some will be less than desirable. Choose wisely And remember, you can always rely on your mom and dad for support. And with Lucas today are his parents, Mary and Dale Diller, and the principal of Forest Prairie Central, Mr. Dan Vaughn. Lucas, of the 140 Scholar Attitude winners that we have had in previous years, many of them have indicated that they want to be a coach, a teacher, a lawyer, an engineer, a doctor. You are the first one that has ever said what you said that you would like to do: become a school administrator. I admire you for your career goal. It does. It takes someone special to tackle the problems that we have in education. And too often, many people do not want to be the leaders of our schools. And you have two tremendous leaders with you today, Mr. Vaughn and Mr. McGuire. They both are great role models for you. Good luck with your aspirations, and perhaps someday you'll be sitting here as an administrator watching one of your students receive this award. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate Lainey Dolman and Lucas Diller. Presenting Lainey and Lucas their awards is Mr. Dan Vaughn, who is the Board of Directors representative for Division E. And now for Lucas. Congratulations.
Been there, done that. Easily could be the best way to describe the interscholastic adventures of Elmwood Junior High School 8th grader Sarah Osmolsky, the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division F. In 7th grade, she participated in cross country, basketball, softball, track and field, scholastic bowl, science olympiad, band, jazz band, and student council. In 8th grade, she participated in cross country, basketball, softball, track and field, scholastic bowl, science olympiad, band, jazz band, and added volleyball. She was her school's geography bee champion and held a spot in the honor band. Throughout it all, she has always been on the high honor roll. It is only natural she rates her being able to be so involved and maintain her high academic success as the single feat she is most proud of thus far. In her words, "I try incredibly hard at a lot of things, especially academics. The fact that my hard work pays off is really nice to know. It is even nicer knowing that I tried to my full potential." Throughout her athletic adventures, Sarah has observed the role of sportsmanship. Her opinion of it is that good sportsmanship is incredibly important in everything people do. She says, quote, "It helps to build certain characteristics only gained through competitive interaction." She writes in her essay, "Honesty, fairness, and citizenship are attitudes developed in interscholastic activities. Children also learn to respect their coaches, teammates, and the officials through different sports. They learn that it isn't about winning or losing, it's just playing the game the best they can." Given her frenetic involvement in school, has she had any time to ponder making one change in the world if she could? Writes Sarah, "I would want to bring countries together. If they could all just settle their conflicts, the world would be such a better place. Countries being united could get rid of so many problems. If the world joins together, we can fight war, global warming, hunger, and homelessness so much more effectively. Bringing people together is exactly what our world needs." Sarah plans to go to college after she graduates from high school, but she's not sure where nor what her major will be. She figures there is still time for her to go there and do that. The St. Philomena School 8th grader Michael Fitzgerald is a young man with many talents. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division F. In athletics, he competes on the school teams in soccer, basketball, and track and field. He captained the basketball team. In activities, he captains the Scholastic Bowl team and is president of the student council. He also is on the speech team, serves on the school's principal advisory board, and does the morning announcements. He also is an A honor roll student. As a leader in a school, Michael understands the role that sportsmanship plays. He writes that sportsmanship defines your character and your team's character. He captured the value of sportsmanship when he quoted the great Olympian Jesse Owens, who said, quote, "In the end, it's extra effort that separates a winner from second place, but winning takes a lot more than that too. It starts with complete command of the fundamentals. Then it takes desire, determination, discipline, and self-sacrifice. And finally, it takes a great deal of love, fairness, and respect for your fellow man. Put all of these things together, and even if you don't win, how can you lose?" Last year, Michael finished 20th in the 800-meter run and 12th in the 1,600-meter run at the IESA State Track and Field Meet. Finishing 12th in the 1,600 is the single feat he is most proud of because he became a competitor that day. In his words, "I am proud of this because it represents all of my hard work. I was ranked 20th before the race and moved up 8 places. It showed me that if you work to achieve, you will succeed." Participating in the track and in the state meet were amazing experiences. I will never forget the value of working hard to get what you want. Michael credits his older brother, the person he admires most, for instilling that work ethic in him. Michael plans to go to college and, as an undergraduate, study possibly industrial engineering. Then he wants to go to either medical school or law school.
With Sarah today are her parents, Terry and Scott Osmilski, and the principal of Elmwood Junior High School, Mr. Stan Matheny. Sarah, almost 1 year ago to the day, I read the name of the 2007 Scholar Attitude Award winner from this division. And last year's winner and you have something very much in common. You're both from Elmwood. Congratulations are extended to Mr. Matheny in the Elmwood District, but more importantly, congratulations are extended to you. You have an awesome academic record. You've been involved in so many activities at the junior high level, and next year will give you even more opportunities at high school. And whatever you choose to do, like your grandma who always encourages you to follow your dreams, so do I. And with Michael today are his parents, Margie and Dan Fitzgerald, and the principal of Peoria St. Philomena, Mrs. Jody Pine. Michael, after reviewing your application, it is easy to see why our judges chose you. You are a leader within your school, and that is so refreshing to see. You serve as a student council president, you captain the basketball and scholastic bowl teams, and you are on the principal's advisory board. Leaders often rely on the help of others, and I encourage you to rely on your brother, the person you listed you most admire. He sounds like a terrific role model for you. We all wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Sarah Osmilski and Michael Fitzgerald. Presenting Sarah and Michael their awards is our board member from Division F, Mrs. Tanya Jenkins, who is the principal at Peoria Roosevelt Magnet School. And now for Michael. Congratulations.
Do it right or don't do it at all has to be the motto for Milford Grade School 8th grader Ashlyn Portwood, the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division G. Not only has Ashlyn participated in a multitude of interscholastic activities at her school, she has done so with much success. Her resume is impressive, but the feat she is most proud of is overcoming type 2 diabetes. She says in her own words, "I do not let it control my life. Having to deal with the disease has made me a stronger person. I know that I can deal with tough situations when they arise because I deal with diabetes in my life every day. I am very lucky to be healthy and in control of my diabetes, so I have the opportunity to succeed in school and sports." Ashlyn has competed on her school's teams in softball, cross country, basketball, volleyball, and track and field. She earned Little Iroquois All-Conference honors in basketball this year. This spring she hopes to improve her performance in the discus. As a 7th grader, she qualified for the IESA state meet in the event. In addition, she participates on the speech team and is in the concert band, the jazz band, and chorus. She participates in the school plays and is a member of the student council. Ashlyn excels academically. She is a member of the academic team quest and has earned high honor roll throughout her years in school. In 7th grade, she won her school's highest GPA award in reading, math, and social studies. She had the school's highest GPA for the 7th grade. Twice, she has been named Student of the Month, and twice she has won the Principal's Award. Outside of school, she is in 4-H and has helped to raise more than $32,000 for the American Diabetes Association Walk. Little wonder, then, what she would do to change the world. She says, "Having more people respect themselves and others would be one of the things I would change about the world." She writes, everyone needs to take pride in who they are and what they stand for. It starts by being content with you as a person. I would encourage people to work on areas that need improvement. This would help increase self-respect. Then by respecting yourself, you can better respect others for who they are. You can't expect respect unless you have the desire to earn it by being responsible, trustworthy, and genuine. By possessing these qualities, it would make a difference in how people treat themselves and others. Ashlyn will play basketball, volleyball, and softball and compete in track and field in high school. She hopes to be able to play basketball in college. Prospective coaches, are you reading this? Derek Matthew is proof positive that you cannot achieve if you do not participate, and the list of his interscholastic athletic and activity experiences is one long one. Derek Matthew is proof positive that you cannot achieve if you do not participate, and the list of his interscholastic athletic and activity experiences is a long one. This 8th grader from Clifton Nash Middle School is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division G. But there is more to this young man than what appears on his nominee application. For example, if he could make one change in the world, he would have everyone live up to their full potential. In his words, a lot of people waste their talent or love by not using their gifts. He writes, they ultimately rob the entire world of good. If everyone loved as much as they were able to, worked as hard as they could, helped as much as they were able, can you imagine the impact that would have on the world? Today's society has its share of underachievers, and those people don't try to expand on their gifts. Living life to the fullest would satisfy that hunger for happiness, quench that thirst for equality, and satisfy that desire for a fair lifestyle. Simply taking advantage of all the gifts we were given would make this world a much better place. Regarding the value of sportsmanship, Derek wrote the following in his essay. It seems in sports today the tremendously significant value of sportsmanship has been lost. It has become a value that is looked at as just an extra part of the game. Showing bad sportsmanship can influence many people, even those people we don't realize. Whether we like it or not, sportsmanship in sports reflects on our beliefs in real life. By becoming an athlete that showcases excellent sportsmanship now, we will be setting habits that will stay with us our whole lives. Good sportsmanship is not just what you do on the field, it is hopefully the way you live your life off the field as well. For the record, Derek is a straight-A student. At his school, Derek has logged 3 years of basketball, scholastic bowl, band, and chorus. He currently is student council president. He has been in Beta Club, the Math Counts team, and Team Quest for 2 years, serving this year as a Beta Club secretary and chair of the activity committee. He also competed in track and field one season. He is most proud of his non-school football team winning its league Super Bowl. He says, my teammates and I, we overcame a lot. What was so special about winning the Super Bowl was that we worked so hard to get there, and the prize was one that I could never forget. The person he admires most is his aunt, who overcame the loss of a leg in a lawnmower accident and who has been a guiding force in his life. In his words, feeling sorry for herself has never been part of her life, Derek writes. I look to her example to get through tough times, and she is always there when you need her. Derek plans to play football and basketball in high school and hopes to be in student council, SAD, and Team Quest. In college, he's leaning toward a major in engineering and hopes to attend Illinois State University.
With Ashlyn today are her parents, Amy and Mark Portwood, and David Caldwell, who is the principal at Milford Grade School. Ashlyn, your academic record is second to none. No grades other than A for your entire 7th and 8th grade years. You have participated in so many school activities, have had perfect attendance, helped raise over $32,000 for diabetes research, and have been a role model for all of your classmates. And if the diabetes you have causes you to think that you can't overcome a situation that presents itself to you, I hope you'll think of your favorite athlete, Candace Parker, who just last week led her Tennessee team to the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Despite a dislocated shoulder, she led her team to victory. People can overcome many obstacles, and you certainly have overcome yours. We all admire what you have accomplished and look forward to your future success. And with Derek today are his parents, Karen and Todd Matthey, and the principal of Clifton Nash, Mrs. Vicki Marquis. Derek, your favorite athlete, LaDainian Tomlinson, is known for his work ethic and his desire to excel. I understand why he is your favorite athlete, because you possess many of those same qualities. You have been involved in just about every activity your school offers, and within each of those activities, I know you have always given your best, just like Ladanian. I hope you will continue to exhibit those traits in high school, and we all congratulate you on your success. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Ashlyn Portwood and Derek Matthey. Presenting Ashlyn and Derek their awards will be Mr. James Bunting, who is our board member from Division F and is the principal at Watseka Glen Raymond. And now for Derek. Congratulations.
Annie O'Malley literally throws herself into her participation in interscholastic athletics and activities at Bloomington Holy Trinity School. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division H. In athletics, she played on her school's softball and basketball teams. In activities, she is in chorus, the Christmas concert, the school play, and a lector. Annie was an honor roll student in 7th grade and is a high honor roll student as an 8th grader. What she is most proud of is her softball pitching and the success she has had in the sport. She was a 2-year starter on the mound for Holy Trinity, recorded the second most wins in school history, and had more than 200 career strikeouts. In her words, she says, "I worked hard both years and it was fun. I have been pitching since I was 8. Over the years, I have been traveling, practicing, playing games, and working as hard as I can." Annie would eliminate homelessness among all people if she could make one change in the world. She says in her words, "I don't think that it is right for any government to let children and their parents sleep outside in freezing weather, in cars, under bridges, and in boxes and tents, when we have so much to help them. It hurts to know and read that over half of the people living in the streets of the United States are veterans of the military, men and women who have courageously served our country. There are lots of old vacant buildings nationwide that homeless families could live in if we fix them. It won't be easy, but it will be a worthwhile effort. I know I can't put up a place for everyone in the world to stay, but it is my responsibility to use the gifts God has given me to help His people in need." Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." The list of teams and activities she plans to participate in high school is a long one. Her schedule will be time-consuming, and she will receive the support of the persons she admires most. She says in her words, "I thought about this question for a long time and decided I couldn't choose between my parents." She writes, "My dad is the one who has told me to set my goals high. He has told me I can do anything I want to. He has given me the will to work hard. My mom has taught me valuable life lessons. She has always been positive with me and given me encouragement like nobody else can. I couldn't count all the times she has forgiven me or understood me. I would end up writing a novel. She will always be one step away. That I know." Annie hopes to attend Boston College after high school, and photojournalism is a field in which she is interested and would like to explore. Matt Onicio is a natural athlete and student. He does well at most things he tries. The 8th grader from Normal Kingsley Junior High School is a 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division H. Matt was a member of the Kingsley baseball and basketball teams. He received the Mr. Cavalier Award in baseball, and his basketball team finished second in the 8th grade Class 4A state finals this year. He also competes on the track and field team. He is involved in peer mediation, the yearbook club, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Despite all of his school participation, he is equally involved in non-school and community activities. He participated in the Town of Normal Government Day activities, volunteers at Broman Regional Medical Center, helps with the annual neighborhood food drive, is a bell ringer for the Salvation Army, participates in the Ken Adams Junior Golf League, and still finds time to shovel snow and mow lawns for his neighbors. Family has had a strong influence in Matt's life. He says, "My parents have been watching out for me and making sure that I have the best life possible and have set a great foundation for me." He writes, "Because of what my parents have done for me, I understand the rights and wrongs when debating on whether or not something is a good decision. I also have a 10-year-old brother who is a great joy to be around. My parents have taught us both we need to be able to get along." His take on sportsmanship is an interesting one. In his essay, when most people think of sportsmanship, they automatically think of athletics. My guess is because the word starts with sports. When I think about sportsmanship, I think about how we all handle the wins and losses that we go through in just our everyday, ordinary lives. It's not just the wins and losses that we have in athletics. No matter where we are or what we're doing, our reaction to the wins and losses in life really speaks about what kind of persons we are. That philosophy is backed up by what he would change in the world if he had a chance. He says it would be how we feel about and see each other. We would all see each other just the way that we are, and we would never feel like we would need to put anyone down for their actions, their looks, their skin color, their faith, etc. None of us would ever feel like we were better than anyone else. If that change happened, we would see each other as equal. There would be no bullying, hatred, or jealousy. A lot less fighting and less selfishness in the world. In high school, Matt will add football to his athletic participation. He will continue in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and be in the Key Club. He has his eyes on the student council, and after that he hopes to be an athlete in college and would like to study law or law enforcement.
With Annie today are her parents, Therese and Kevin O'Malley, and the principal of Bloomington Holy Trinity, Mrs. Kay O'Brien. Annie, perhaps you know this, but that girl that you trail in career wins has gone on to a very successful teaching career right here in town. Kelly Murray teaches kindergarten at Prairie Land Elementary School for Unit 5, and she's a terrific teacher. Just ask my son who had her last year. The success you have achieved in softball has not come easy. You have spent hundreds of hours practicing, traveling, and playing games. And as a result of all that determination, you have become a very prolific softball pitcher. And the people that you most admire, your mom and dad, have been with you every step of the way. 200 career strikeouts is quite an accomplishment. And I hope you will apply that same determination to your high school and college studies. And if you do, your desire to become a Boston College Eagle will be reality and not just a dream. And success will come your way, just like it has for Miss Murray. And with Matt today are his parents, Angela and Kevin Onicio, and the principal at Normal Kingsley Junior High School, Dr. Lynette Mehall. Matt, over the years, I have read hundreds of those sportsmanship essays from the students that apply for this award. And while I do not have anything to do with the selection of the winners, it is very easy to understand why you were chosen. Your essay was one of the best that I have read, and your definition of sportsmanship is right on. Because how we handle life's wins and losses is so much more important than whether we win or lose the game. Your understanding of this at such an early age will bode well for you in the future. Congratulations on this award, and best of luck to you in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big welcome for Annie O'Malley and Matt Onicio. And presenting Annie and Matt their awards is our board member from Division H, Mr. Tony Ingold, who is the superintendent of East Peoria Central District number 86. Congratulations.
Rachel Walker is a young woman for all seasons, for all things academic, and that is why this 8th grader from Decatur Johns Hill Magnet School is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division I. That spark to excel has to come from the person she admires most, her mother. She says, "I admire her because she is always one step ahead of the game. If I have a problem, she has the answer. Even though she is dedicated to running a successful business, she always makes time to come to my games and make sure I'm having fun. She is very dependable and trustworthy, and I hope that when I'm older, I can be as good a parent as she is to me." Rachel participated in cross-country, basketball, volleyball, and track and field for Johns Hill Magnet School. She also was in the show choir, the orchestra, and the school musical. She is in the National Junior Honor Society and is on the High Honor Roll. In 7th grade, she was treasurer of the Student Council and is its president in 8th grade. In her essay on the value of sportsmanship, she writes, "Characteristics of good sportsmanship to me are being respectful, listening, trustworthy, and having good character. These are very noticeable qualities that can be seen by anyone. Having good sportsmanship is an important part of any game. It is what makes the game fun to play, watch, coach, and officiate. She plans to go to college, and her current interest is engineering. She wants to attend the University of Illinois. Maybe while she is there, she can begin to make the one change in the world that she wants to do. That change is, quote, to provide transportation vehicles and other high-oil consumers with a renewable resource that does not harm our atmosphere. She writes, if there was another way to generate power that did not involve non-renewable resources, then prices for that resource would not be so high. The exhaust that is emitted from cars and buses destroy the ozone molecules in the stratosphere. The renewable resource that would be used to generate power would also be environmentally friendly. This resource would be the sun. In high school, she plans to play softball and volleyball and participate on the Scholastic Bowl team. She says, quote, I have a talent in these sports that I would like others to be able to see, and I would like these talents to reach their full potential. In school, I have been receiving top grades since kindergarten, and I have always had a competitive side to me. On the Scholastic Bowl team, I hope to challenge myself with my academic abilities and have fun at the same time. Oh yes, the single most feat in her life thus far that she is most proud of is being nominated for the Scholar Attitude Award. She says, quote, being nominated for this award was a total surprise, and that is what makes it the proudest moment of my life. Jacob Olson, an 8th grade student at Lincoln West Lincoln Broadwell School, can easily be the poster boy for student athlete. That is why he is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division I, and the second member of his family to earn the honor. Abby Olson, the Division I winner in 2006, is his sister. He is a standout for his school in baseball, basketball, and track and field. He is also a straight-A student. Outside of school and the family farm, he is in 4-H and shows swine. As a 7th grader, Jacob became the first student in his school's history to participate in 3 IESA state final events in 1 year. In baseball, he was the second baseman and leadoff batter on a team that played in the quarterfinals, and he won the team award for most improved player. In basketball, he was the point guard on the 8th grade team that placed second in the Class 1A and earned the awards for Best Defensive Player, Best Offensive Player, Most Steals, and Hustle. He combined with teammates Alex Schonauer and Jordan Nelson for the all-time IESA state tournament record for most three-point field goals by a team in a game with 13. In track, he qualified for the state meet in the 110-meter hurdles. He concluded his 4 years as a member of the baseball team this past fall by being named its MVP, and he had the highest batting average. The recognition from school for being the first to compete in 3 IESA state finals in the same school year ranks as the feat for which he is most proud. He says, quote, it was great to represent my school at all of these events. I felt I was a good role model to the younger students by giving it my all and holding my head high, win or lose. Jacob admires his junior high coach, Brian Brackney, most. He says, quote, not only has he taught me the basic skills of the game, he has shown great character with a hard work ethic. He writes, Coach Brackney has boosted my self-confidence by pushing me to always do my best. Because of his coaching, I have a better chance to play basketball at the high school level. At Lincoln High School, Jacob plans to play baseball, basketball, and be in the Spanish club. After that, he plans to go to the University of Illinois and major in architectural design or engineering. Once he begins his career, he plans to volunteer his time to be a youth coach. That would give him the opportunity to be an influence for change in the world that would put a stop to bullying. He says, physical and verbal bullying is equally harmful. The victim of this act suffers from embarrassment and may have lower self-esteem. To stop bullying, we need to learn to speak up to the troublemaker and let the victim know that they have your support. It may only take that one person to intervene and stand up to the bully to break the cycle of violence.
With Rachel today is her mom, Lisa Walker, her coach at Johns Hill, Mr. Mike Landacre, and the principal at Decatur Johns Hill, Mrs. Amanda Reck. Rachel, one of the things I noticed when reading your application was the number of activities you have participated in while attending Johns Hill. I simply don't know where you find the time either to be so involved and continue to excel in the classroom. Your report card has all A's, and something you should be very proud of. I am sure you have learned your time management skills from your mom, who always is able to attend your games and is willing to help. You will have lots of opportunities to become involved in high school, and there is no doubt that you will continue to excel. And with Jake today are his parents, Ann and Jim Olson, and the superintendent of West Lincoln, Mr. Bailey Clymer. Jake, not only have you participated in several sports at West Lincoln Broadwell, you have been extremely successful. To make it to the IESA championship in one sport would be a dream for most athletes. To make it in 3 different sports in the same year is a great accomplishment. But I hope that you understand that your academics have played a huge part in your life as well. And my hope for you is that you always strive for academic excellence as a Lincoln Rail splitter next year, and that you continue your love of sports as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Rachel Walker and Jake Olson. Presenting Rachel and Jake their awards will be our board president, Mr. Spezio. Our board member from Division I is Mr. Jerry Berkey from Mount Zion Junior High School, and he was unable to be with us today due to a school commitment. Congratulations.
Quincy Junior High 8th grader Tori Kuhn has been the center of attention in her school's girls' sports program the past 2 years. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division J. In basketball, she was the hugely talented MVP center who led the 7th grade team to an undefeated season and the IESA Class 4A state championship, and then her team followed that up with the 8th grade Class 4A state championship this year. In softball, she played shortstop on teams the past 2 years that lost in the sectional. In track and field as a 7th grader, she finished 5th in the shot put and 12th in the discus at the IESA State Track and Field meet. This spring, she wants to improve upon those finishes. What she has gone through to achieve this athletic success ranks as the single feat in her life that makes her most proud. She says, quote, "In my life, I have accomplished many things, but what I am most proud of is surviving, at a very young age, the loss of my dad." She wrote this on her nomination form. "For the first 5 years of my life, he was someone I always looked up to. Most people may not know this, but my athletic talents were not spontaneously generated. The apple did not fall far from the tree as far as sheer desire and competitiveness in sports is concerned. Sometimes during games when I feel the pressure is on me, I look to the sky and know that he is right there with me, urging me on." In the classroom, Tori is just as accomplished. She has been on the high honor roll every quarter and is in the school's TAG program, which means talented and gifted. Outside of school, she volunteers as a coach with the Lil Devils basketball team, and last summer was a participant in the Nike basketball tournament in Kansas City. The team she was on won the title. She also played on the Quincy Diamonds softball team that won an ASA 12 and under tournament involving 80 teams. Tori's mom is the person she most admires because she says, quote, "She is someone that is always there when I am struggling, and she can lift me up when I am down." She writes, though having suffered many losses in her life, she remains a hardworking, responsible, and loving mother. Restricted to one change in this world, Tori would eliminate the pain and suffering of being a mentally or physically handicapped person. She says, quote, "By doing this, these innocent victims of life-changing restraints would lead happier lives. It kills me to hear a story or see an incident when a perfectly healthy child was injured in a life-threatening way, which caused them to have everlasting problems. I believe that if being handicapped was not a possibility in this world, tons of traumatic situations would be dismissed." Tori will be a Quincy Blue Devil, and she plans to be on the softball and basketball teams. After high school, she has her heart set on playing basketball in college. Tennessee or North Carolina top the list where she would like to continue to play in college. When you take a look at everything Lance Curtis has done in grade school and plans to do in high school and beyond, it is easy to understand how this Bushnell Prairie City Junior High School 8th grader is traveling the road to success. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division J. Lance set out to get good grades, and that, among his many accomplishments, is what makes him most proud. In his words, "I have worked hard and have gotten all A's on my report card every year." He writes in his nominee application, "I feel that I have done so well because when I was young, I went to a speech therapist at our local university who helped me overcome my speech defect. I was taught how to concentrate, work hard, focus, and never give up. By learning this, I was able to do all 3 sports as well as other activities and still maintain my good grades." That can-do philosophy is promoted in his feelings for the value of sportsmanship, which he writes in his essay is the most important aspect of interscholastic sports today. He says, "To me, good sportsmanship and positive attitude makes one to be a better player and student. He or she will work harder in their academics and have more confidence in themselves, if they have both of these qualities. These values would allow any member of a team to pursue higher education, graduate, and become a successful person." Vice President of the Student Council, Lance, played football, basketball, and competed in track and field in 7th and 8th grade. He was co-captain of the football and basketball teams, and last spring was MVP of the track team. For the past 2 years, he has placed 6th in the 800-meter run at the IESA State Track and Field Meet. A 2-year member of the Student Council, he also has been a member of the school newspaper staff and yearbook staff the past 2 years, as well as playing in the band. As a 7th grader, he won his school's academic awards in language, science, and math. Outside of school, Lance is in 4-H, is involved with his church's youth groups, and referees basketball games for the younger children. He has a strong conviction about firearms. He says, "If I could change one thing in the world today, it would be a removal of all the automatic, semi-automatic, and handguns because they are mostly meant to kill or harm someone." He writes, "There would be fewer deaths, less robberies, and less crime associated with violent use of guns since people would not have these weapons to commit crimes with. Hunters could still hunt by registering the place and date they are hunting and by using only single-shot shotguns." In high school, Lance will continue to compete in football, basketball, and track, as well as participate in Scholastic Bowl, the yearbook staff, Interact Club, band, FFA, and class officer if the opportunity arises. Then, off to the University of Illinois to pursue a degree in the field of science. He says, in his words, "I would like to invent something that would change people's lives and make some things better for them."
With Tori today is her mom, Lisa Kuhn, and sister, Katie Kuhn, and the assistant principal of Quincy Junior High School, Mr. Rick Owsley. Tori, your 8th grade girls basketball championship game this past December was one of the most thrilling games I have ever witnessed. With your team down by 3 with only seconds remaining, you made a strong move to the basket, made the shot, and were fouled. And that set up the heroics for your teammate as you won the title 39-38. And while you may have been the team MVP, you are a winner no matter what happened that evening. You have done so well both on and off the court. You love sports, you are an honor student, a great daughter, a great sister, and you will have many opportunities to be a leader. And I am confident that you'll be a great leader. And with Lance today are his parents, Kim and Ken Curtis, and the principal at Bushnell Prairie City, Mr. Mike Snowden. Lance, 2 years ago, as a 6th grader, you placed 6th in the 800-meter run in the IESA State Track Meet. And last year, as a 7th grader, you once again made it to state, and once again you placed 6th in the 800-meter run. And I'm sure you have your sights set higher than that in a couple of weeks when our state finals are held over in East Peoria. But that shouldn't surprise anyone in this room that you have your sights set on a goal. It's obvious to all of us that when you set a goal, you are going to do your best to achieve that. Continue to work hard in both the classroom and the athletic arena, and you'll achieve success like you've never dreamed. Ladies and gentlemen, please extend your congratulations to Tori Kuhn and Lance Curtis. And presenting Tori and Lance their awards is once again our board president, Mr. Joe Spezio, as Mrs. Dana Isaacson, who's the principal at Macomb Junior High School, was attending an expulsion hearing this morning and couldn't attend it. Congratulations.
Nicole Schweihart learned to talk the talk and walk the walk before the 8th grader at Champaign St. Matthew School ever played on her school's teams. In school or outside of school, she's accomplished much in a short time. Nicole is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner for Board of Directors Division K. It all started when the person she admires most, her brother Rich, who is 9 years older, put a basketball in her hands. She says, quote, "When we were little, he would allow me to play with him and his friends in basketball." She writes on her nomination application, "Even though I would come inside banged up, I had the best time, but I knew if I cried or whined, I would have to go inside. This made me tough as ever, and even though I would always get beat in any game I played with them, I never gave up. This is where I believe my determination came from, and that's one of the best qualities I have." Nicole played catcher and third base in softball, point guard or shooting guard in basketball and volleyball for her school. A straight-A student, she also is on the Scholastic Bowl team. As a 7th grader, she won the Tim Stillwell Award given to the 7th grade girl who best represents a Christian athlete. Her 7th grade basketball team finished 3rd in the IESA Class 2A state tournament, and she scored 28 points in 3 games. Outside of school, Nicole is in Girl Scouts, having won the Bronze Award and now working on the Silver Award. She also is an avid horseback rider and instructor at a local stable, averaging about 5 hours each Friday evening. In her words, "In my mind, my greatest feat is my dedication to writing." She writes, "I started writing when I was 7, and I have been involved in writing ever since. I work every Friday from 3 to 9 at the stable. This might entail helping new riders. Sometimes I exercise new horses or work with horses that have become difficult for the new students to ride. The owner of the stable has identified me as her choice for training others. I have earned her respect and feel extremely proud. My hard work and dedication has definitely been noticed." Nicole's experience working at the stable has given her insight into the horse sense that it will take to make just the one change in the world that she would make, that everyone is treated equally. She says, quote, "I wish people were not judged by the color of their skin or their economic background, but rather their personality. Way too many people judge people without even knowing their name. I think prejudgments do more harm to society than anyone ever thought possible. If people just took the time to get to know others, then there wouldn't be so many cliques and outcasts. Think about it. Why would you say someone is weird when you don't really know them, or if you've never before talked to them?" Nicole plans to participate in basketball and soccer in high school, perhaps giving volleyball a try. She will become involved in school clubs depending upon availability. After high school, she plans to attend the University of Illinois to become a veterinarian or doctor. Reed Farchman, an 8th grader at Muhammad Seymour Junior High School, is way ahead of the curve in his thinking about the future. He hopes that one day he'll be in hoops heaven in a place on Tobacco Road called Chapel Hill. The standout basketball player is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division K. As he wrote in his nomination application, "After I graduate from high school, I have always dreamed of getting a scholarship for basketball at the University of North Carolina. I would like to study electrical engineering." Reed can thank his father for developing his talents. "The person I most admire is my dad," he writes. "He has always been there for me. He is the one who took the time to teach me basketball. I feel I can always talk to him about anything from sports to personal problems. He has high standards for me morally, academically, and athletically. The thing that I admire most is he has always been hard on me, but I know he loves me, and that has made me a better person." An outstanding student on the high honor roll, Reed's athletic involvement at school has been in basketball and track and field. On the hardwood, in both 7th grade and 8th grade, he led his team in scoring, 17.5 points per game, rebounding, 7 per game, and free throw percentage, 66%. The feat of which he is most proud was his performance in a 7th grade basketball game against Bloomington JHS. He scored 28 points and had 20 rebounds in his team's 37-35 victory. Outside of athletics, Reed is on the school dance committee, the pep club for girls basketball, and the band. In the community, he's a volunteer and is involved with service projects for his church and at Salt and Light, the local food and clothing pantry. If he could, Reed would change poverty. He says, "Millions of people around the world are affected by hunger, lack of education, poor living conditions, and have no medical care." He writes, "To break down poverty, our communities must band together around the world. I may not be able to change poverty worldwide at my age, but I am doing what I can by helping at my local food and clothing pantry." In high school, Reed will add baseball to his menu of basketball and track and field. He hopes to be a member of the student council.
With Nicole today are her parents, Kathy and Gary Schweihart, and the principal of Champaign St. Matthew, Mrs. Kathleen Shear. Nicole, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the greatest 2 minutes in sports will take place with the annual running of the Kentucky Derby. For an avid lover of horses like you, I am sure that this is a day you look forward to each year. Those horse races are as determined of an athlete as there is on this planet. Not to be outdone is your determination to succeed. And with the help of your brother, who has pushed you to succeed, you are going to achieve success. That determination will help you be successful in high school and beyond. Continue to work hard. Keep up your tremendous academic record. Congratulations and best of luck. And with Reed today are his parents, June and Walt Farchman, and Mr. Jeff Starwalt, the principal at Muhammad Seymour Junior High School. Reed, we have all heard the story about Michael Jordan, the person you listed as your favorite athlete, and how he was cut from the 9th grade basketball team, but went on to become the greatest player of all time. There's a great lesson to be learned from that, and it really is fairly simple. Don't give up on your dreams, and if at first you don't succeed, try again. Because you will only fail if you never try, and if you never give 100% all of the time. You have always given 100%, and the years ahead will require that you give much more. We all wish you the very best. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big welcome to Nicole Schweihart and Reed Farchman. And presenting Nicole and Reed their awards is our board member from Division K, Mr. Chris Graham, who is the principal at St. Joseph Middle School.
Natural leaders are easy to spot in every school. At Paris Mayo Middle School, 8th grader Rachel Kenderdine stands out in a variety of ways. That is why she is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division L. Rachel's sense of the value of sportsmanship is stimulating and reinforces her leadership qualities. In her essay, she wrote, "Sportsmanship is also a very powerful part of life. If someone is feeling down in the dumps and they are complimented on a good grade, they feel better and maybe nicer to other people instead due to their mood. These people with good sportsmanship are often considered good influences and are important people in their communities, while people without good sportsmanship are often considered bullies with a bad attitude. Without sportsmanship, our lives would be dreary and unhappy because of the lack of compliments and good feelings." The list of her accomplishments at Paris May is overwhelming. She has been a member of the volleyball team, dance team, student council, yearbook planning committee, builders club, the marching, concert and pep bands, history club, WHAM, Mayo's in-school TV station, the Mayo Chef's Cooking Club, and a member of the speech team. She received the award for the Outstanding Yearbook Member, the Outstanding Student Council Member, the Outstanding Band Member, and was the winner of the Most Accelerated Reader Points Award. She has received the President's Gold Award for the Honor Roll all of her quarters. In the IESA Solo and Ensemble Contest, she earned a Division I rating and the Best of the Day Award. In the IESA Speech Contest, she earned 2 Division I ratings and a Judge's Choice Award. Outside of school, Rachel is a member of the Bell Ridge 4-H, volunteers as a bell ringer for the Salvation Army, is a volunteer for the Paris Holiday in the Park event, and has participated in the Edgar County Relay for Life. In recognition of her involvement, she was one of 5 students last year to receive a $1,000 scholarship from the Paris Scholars Program. That is the feat for which she is most proud. She says, quote, "I had worked very hard all year and done many activities, so I felt honored to receive one of the scholarships." Given the change, Rachel would eliminate poverty completely everywhere. She says, quote, "So many people in the world go without food, water, proper nutrition, or even clothing every day. Millions and millions of people are sick or starving or dying due to poverty and the things that come along with it because they cannot afford or their country does not supply necessities that many people take for granted." Rachel will continue playing volleyball in high school and plans to be in the Key Club, band, yearbook, student council, and biology or science club. She definitely will continue with the cooking club. She wants to attend Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, her father's alma mater, and plans to go into the field of zoology or non-farm animal caretaking. Big results are something that 8th grader Matthew Cowan of Findlay-Okaw Valley Middle School keeps striving for and achieving. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division L. For a young man involved in all facets of a school's interscholastic program, the single feat he is most proud of is the success of a 6th grade Scholastic Bowl team, which competed against 7th graders all year. He says, quote, "I'm most proud of this because we had harder questions that were geared towards 7th graders in 7th grade subjects and still won 5 of 8 matches." He writes in his nomination application. For the record, Matthew last year in 7th grade won the school award for most toss-up questions answered. Matthew's involvement at school includes 2 years on the baseball team, 2 years on the basketball team, 2 years of Scholastic Bowl, 2 years of student council, including being treasurer in 8th grade, 2 years of band, 2 years of Team Quest, and FFA president in 8th grade. Last year in the IESA solo and ensemble contest, he earned Division I ratings in 2 events. In the IESA speech contest, Matthew earned a Division II rating in 7th grade in improv and a Division I rating in 8th grade in small group. He was named Student of the Month this year and earns straight A's in all of his subjects. The one thing he would change in the world would be the act of terrorism. In his words, this needs to change because many national monuments have been damaged or destroyed in recent years by terrorist attacks. Also, many people have been or will be killed by terrorist attacks. His perception regarding the value of sportsmanship offers these thoughts. Why would you play in any sport or activity when you're just going to complain and be a bad sport when you don't win? He would never do this in a classroom when you feel like you deserved a better grade. Having good sportsmanship will make you feel better whether you win or lose because you know you're not the kid who was a poor sport and because you know that you worked hard for the outcome. In high school, Matthew hopes to be on the school teams in baseball, basketball, golf, and Scholastic Bowl. He will continue in FFA and hopes to be a member of the student council. After that, he wants to study either architecture or engineering at Harvard or the University of Illinois.
With Rachel today are her parents, Sue and Rod Kinderdine, and the principal of Paris Mayo Middle School, Mrs. Melanie Ogle. Rachel, when I reviewed your application, I noticed you had participated on your school's volleyball team. You participated in the IESA speech and music contests. You are on the school dance team, a member of the student council, on the yearbook planning committee, the history club, the cooking club, and you work with your school's TV station. And throughout all of that, you have maintained straight A's. You got a Superman outfit hidden under those clothes? We all congratulate you on your accomplishments, and we wish you the very best as you enter high school and with your future endeavors. You have been a terrific role model for your fellow classmates at Mayo. And with Matt today are his parents, Christy and David Cowan, and the principal at Okaw Valley Middle School, Mr. Joel Hackney. Matt, next week your school will be hosting the IESA Scholastic Bowl Regional for your area. And I am sure this is something you and your classmates and teammates are looking forward to. From your participation in Scholastic Bowl, to the baseball team, to the basketball team, to the student council, to Team Quest, you too have been very involved while a student at Okaw Valley, all the while earning straight A's. And I hope you watched the Masters golf tournament last Sunday when your favorite athlete, Tiger Woods, was asked if he was disappointed that he could not win the Grand Slam this year. His reply was that of a true competitor. I am paraphrasing his answer here, but he basically said that he's got the chance to win the next 3 Grand Slam events. He will never give up, and I encourage you to do the same as you head into high school. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Division L, please give a warm welcome to Rachel Kinderdine and Matt Cowan. And presenting Rachel and Matt their awards is our board member from Division L, Mr. Scott Cameron, who is the principal at Assumption Central A&M Middle School. Congratulations.
There is no question that Chatham-Glenwood Middle School 8th grader Rachel Kobayashi has a leg up on accomplishment. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division M. A member of the school band for 3 years, the cross-country team for 3 years, the basketball team for 3 years, the track team for 2 years, and student council this year, Rachel has played a prominent role in Chatham-Glenwood's athletic success. In 7th grade, she was a member of the team that placed second in the IESA Class 4A state basketball tournament. At the Class AA IESA State Track and Field meet last year, she finished 15th in a time of 2:34.88 in the 800-meter run and 20th in the 1,600-meter run in a time of 5:39.81. As a 6th grader, she ran for the Chatham-Glenwood cross-country team that placed third in the IESA Class AA State meet. She followed that up in 7th grade with an 18th place individual finish as her team captured 2nd place honors in the Class AA state meet. This past fall, she was the sectional individual champion and set the course record in doing so. 1 week later, she finished 7th in the Class AA girls state meet in a time of 11:57, which helped her team win the Class AA girls team title and become state champions. Winning the state championship is the feat that made her most proud. In her words, "We worked so hard to reach our goals and we succeeded." She writes on her nomination application, "The summer before I ran almost every day to prepare for the season. When the speaker called our school for first place, I knew I would not be forgetting this day." In school, Rachel has been on the honor roll since 6th grade. She is a straight-A student. She has been named Student of the Month in November 2006, March 2007, and August 2007. She represented her school at the Junior National Young Leaders Conference in Washington, D.C. in 7th grade. Outside of school, she plays on a soccer team, is a member of a running club, and competes in road races. She also is a volunteer bell ringer for the Salvation Army and a volunteer for the Central Illinois Food Bank. Acceptance of others is what Rachel would change in the world if she could. Through a science project on acceptance and cliques, she reached disappointing conclusions. About the project she wrote, "At our school, almost everyone sits not only at a particular lunch table, but their own seat at that table. For the project, I sat at many diverse lunch tables without telling anyone what I was doing. I had a point system for the comments directed toward me to measure how accepted I was at each table. After sitting at each table, I returned to ask them questions about acceptance. One question I asked was, 'Would you welcome anyone to sit at your table?' Many answered no, including some at the table where I normally sat. This made me sad. The students also anonymously ranked the tables from the least to most popular, and I found, in general, that the least popular tables were the most accepting." Rachel plans to compete in cross-country, basketball, and soccer in high school and continue in band and student council. She wants to attend the University of Illinois but is undecided on a major. Springfield Ball Charter School 8th grader Michael Simon finds inspiration in the words of Michael Jordan and Steve Prefontaine, perhaps America's best ever athletes in basketball and distance running, respectively. He loves to run and he loves to learn. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division M. This past fall, he was the IESA Class A State Cross Country Meet Individual Champion, covering the course in 10:56. These words of Michael Jordan have resonated with him. Quote, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." And when he trains and competes, these words of Steve Prefontaine surely motivate him. Quote, "To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift." He notes that his state title is his greatest feat thus far. In his words, winning the state cross-country title this past year was the most amazing experience of my life. He writes on his nomination application, "I trained so hard during the summer because I knew I wanted to have a special cross-country season." Michael's athletic career includes basketball, cross-country, and track and field in 6th grade, then cross-country and track in 7th and 8th grade. He captured the cross-country team this year. Last year in the IESA State Track and Field Meet, he finished 9th in the 800-meter. Last year in the IESA State Track and Field Meet, he finished 9th in the 800-meter and 1600-meter runs. In 7th grade, he was in Beta Club and on the Scholastic Bowl team. This year, he is in Beta Club and the Technology Club. He is a high honor roll student. He also is, in his own words, dyslexic and not a very functional reader or writer. He says, quote, "Technology has been a vital part of how I learn each and every day at school. I have to rely on 2 important software programs, Kurzweil, a text scanner and a study skill program, and Dragon Naturally Speaking, a voice recognition system for writing. If I didn't have these 2 software programs, I certainly wouldn't have achieved high honor grades and have been able to keep up with the higher track students in my class. When I join the high school tech club, I plan on sharing my use of technology with other dyslexic students." The people Michael admires most are his parents. Of his mom, he noted, quote, "When I wasn't able to read as well as my classmates, my mom went up to Chicago and she took an entire year to learn how to read using the Orton-Gillingham approach. So from 3rd grade until 5th grade, my mom came to my school 4 times each week to teach me how to read." Michael would put an end to cancer if he could make one change in the world. In his words, "Cancer is a huge problem in our world and it is increasing. Statistics show cancer will increase by 50% by the year 2020, adding 15 million new cases. With all the great scientists in the world, we should have the ability to find a cure for cancer." At Springfield High School, Michael will participate in cross-country and track. In addition, he will join the Key Club and the Spirit Club. After high school, he wants to learn and run at the same time. His career path involves criminology, including the FBI. He's zeroing in on Michigan, USC, and Oregon as schools he would like to attend.
With Rachel today are her parents, Suzanne and Jeff Kobayashi, and the principal of Chatham Glenwood School, Mrs. Jill Larson. Rachel, you have been an integral part of your cross-country team's success the past 2 years. In 2006, your team placed second, and this past fall, you realized a dream and a goal by capturing first-place team honors at our state meet. You wrote that when your team was announced as champions, you would never forget that day. And I hope that this day is one that you won't forget either, as you are tremendously worthy of this award. Your science project on acceptance is a testament to your resolve to make the world a better place. I know you are going to be successful in high school and in college. Keep up your excellent attitude, continue to participate in activities, and you'll have many more memorable days ahead. And with Michael today are his parents, Marguerite and Bruce Simon, and the principal at Springfield Ball Charter School, Mrs. Nicole Nash Gales. Michael, much like Rachel, you have had tremendous success in the IESA Cross Country State Series. Last fall, I stood before a crowd of over 1,000 people and announced your name as our state Class A individual champion. And today I stand before a slightly smaller crowd and announce your name as one of our 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winners. But both of these feats are equally impressive, and what I hope you remember is that neither feat came easy. No one wakes up one day and becomes a state cross-country champion. It took hours of training and running, oftentimes by yourself, to reach that goal. And no one wakes up one day and becomes a Scholar Attitude Award winner. That started with years of working hard, overcoming personal obstacles, and studying. And the message is simple. Hard work does have its rewards, and I encourage you to continue to work hard. Ladies and gentlemen, from Division M, let's congratulate Rachel Kobayashi and Michael Simon. Presenting Rachel and Michael their awards is our board member from Division M, Mr. Ron Irvin, who is the principal at Auburn Junior High School. Congratulations.
Effingham St. Anthony Grade School 8th grader Jennifer Schmidt has been involved in many aspects of interscholastic athletics and activities. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner for Board of Directors Division N. In athletics, Jennifer played on her school's basketball and volleyball teams and competed in track and field. She also was a cheerleader, a member of the Scholastic Bowl team, a member of Student Council, the Spanish Club, and was involved in the tutoring program. She is a straight-A student on the high honor roll. The feat she will most remember was the accomplishment of her 7th grade basketball team that made it to the IESA Class 2A state final tournament. She writes in her nomination application, "This question really made me think. I was one out of 8 girls on my basketball team. We had absolutely no training and weren't even expected to be that good. However, we ended up having a good year. At the sectional, we were down at halftime by quite a bit, but in the end, we came back to win. We were going to state. In our state game quarterfinal, all of us played our hearts out and we left everything on the court. The final score said we lost that game, but we still believe we were the winners. We ended our season with a winning record. We showed everyone that when we set our minds to something, we can accomplish great things." Jennifer would end poverty if she could make one change in the world. Quote, "I would make it so everyone had food in their stomach and clothes on their back, so everyone had a roof over their head and a job. No one should have to starve to death or die of a curable disease just because they don't have enough money. No one should have to be thrown out of their house because they lost their job and don't have enough money to pay their bills. And no one should have to live in a box on the street in cold and wet conditions. Poverty is so sad, not only because it results in hunger and disease, but because it keeps kids from receiving proper schooling, which prevents them from leading the life they are meant to have." In high school, Jennifer plans to play volleyball and basketball and compete in track. She wants to be in the Student Council, the Spanish Club, Pep Club, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She hopes to follow in the footsteps of her father as a student at Notre Dame University. In her words, going to Notre Dame would be an amazing way to meet people from all over the world. Notre Dame has an outstanding study abroad program with 41 different programs in over 18 different countries. To study abroad is one of my dreams, she says. For the fourth straight year, an 8th grade student at Teutopolis Junior High School has earned the Scholar Attitude Award. Dominic Valling is the 2008 winner from Board of Directors Division N. An outdoorsman, the son of a farming family, Dominic has many interests in school and in the community. He played baseball and is on the track and field team in athletics. He is involved in Scholastic Bowl, the band, and was a member of the pit orchestra for the annual school musical. A member of the High Honor Roll, he was runner-up in the school spelling bee and placed 4th in the school geography bee. Outside of school, Dominic helps his father year-round on the family farm and participates in church youth group activities. The person he most admires is his father, Tom. In Dominic's words, he is hardworking and has a wonderful attitude. Every morning he wakes up before the sun, eats breakfast, and heads outside to feed the cows. I admire this because he always gets to bed late and still manages to get up early. My father always puts his family first. His motto is, if you set your mind to it, you can do it. Taking his first deer with a bow is the single feat Dominic is most proud of. He writes in his nomination form, "Because I showed my older brother that I am good at something that he is also good at, maybe even better. My parents also make me proud of this feat because every time they eat the deer meat, they remind me of how much money I am saving my family because of the free meat." What one change would he make in the world? In his words, it would be that our lawmakers and judges interpret the Constitution how it was meant to be interpreted, not how they think it should be interpreted. Since our lawmakers and judges want so much power in this day and age, all they want to do is be in control. He says in his nomination form, "They do not care what our founding fathers wanted this country to be. They care only about what they want. The United States of America would be much more unified and would be better off if our politicians used the Constitution instead of trying to change it," he says. Dominic plans to compete in cross-country and track and field in high school, as well as participate in Scholastic Bowl and Math Club. He writes, "My brother is the president of the math club this year, and it will give me motivation to do better in math class."
With Jennifer today are her parents, Elizabeth and Kent Schmidt. And unfortunately, their principal could not be with us today, Mrs. Byers. Jennifer, as I reviewed your application and your academic transcript, I couldn't help but notice that you had 51 different grades on your report card. And the lowest grade of those 51 was an A. Obviously, your academic record is superb, and yet you still have found the time to be so involved in your school and community. We all wish you the very best in your future endeavors, and I truly hope your dream of attending the University of Notre Dame becomes a reality. And with Dominic today are his parents, Cindy and Tom Valling, and the principal at Teutopolis Junior High School, Mr. Bill Fritcher. Dominic, in your application, and as was mentioned in your video, the person you most admire is your dad, and his favorite motto, "If you set your mind to it, you can do it," is so very true. A young man of your talent has a tremendous future, and I hope that when life presents a challenge, your dad's words will help you through any difficult times that you might encounter. Work hard, and you will attain your goals. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Jennifer Schmidt and Dominic Valling. And presenting Jennifer and Dominic their awards is our board member from Division N, Mr. Craig Carr, who is the principal at Montrose Grove School. Congratulations.
Tamashane Wellmaker, an 8th grader at Cahokia Worth Middle School, has a passion for playing sports and just as strong feelings for the values learned through participation in interscholastic activities. She is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division O. In her words, sportsmanship is a valuable component of any type of competition because it allows individual talent to come together and be demonstrated as a team. She writes in her essay, "Sportsmanship is best achieved when those involved remain respectful and cooperative regardless of differences in opinions and abilities." Although sportsmanship is mostly emphasized during sporting events, I believe it is a direct reflection of a person's genuine character. Before you accomplish sportsmanship, you must first have self-respect. You can't pull out what is not within. Tamashane is a three-sport participant and captained all of the school teams on which she participated. She played point guard and small forward on the school basketball team. She was a starter on the volleyball team and competes in track and field, where she is a long jumper and triple jumper and earned AAU All-American status in the triple jump. She also participated on the Scholastic Bowl team. A high honor roll student with perfect attendance, she also is heavily involved in the community through her church. The person she admires most is Oprah Winfrey. In her words, because she represents pure determination to me. Just knowing where she came from and where she is now inspires me to believe in myself and all my dreams. Oprah is a very influential and wealthy woman today because she believed in herself regardless of what others have said. She didn't let anything stop her from pursuing her dreams, and now she uses her wealth and influence to empower others to pursue their dreams. In spite of her athletic accomplishments, what makes Tamashane most proud is her 4.0 grade point average while participating in so many activities. In her words, although I love sports and helping at my church or in my community, keeping my grades up is the most important to me as a student. I am a person that gives my all in all that I do, so after a game or a physical task, I realize no matter how tired I am, I still have to give my all to my schoolwork. The one thing she would change if she could is to reduce the crime rate in the nation. She says, quote, "Crime not only affects the person directly involved, but it also affects their family members. It disrupts lots of lives. It sometimes puts people in a state of fear by making them afraid of living normal lives. It disrupts lots of lives. It sometimes puts people in a state of fear by making them afraid of living normal lives. I truly believe that if everyone learned how to resolve conflict peaceably and treat each other with respect and dignity, our crime would drop and our schools, neighborhoods, and our nation as a whole would be a better place to live in." Tamashane loves basketball and running. She plans to participate in both sports in high school along with volleyball. She also will be involved with the school newspaper, drama club, and as a good listener and communicator, she wants to be in the student council. Her plans for college are to study communications with a minor in photography, and she is most interested in attending the University of North Carolina. With sights set on becoming an orthopedic surgeon, Staunton Elementary School 8th grader Corey Zurich has operated well in the classroom and in the athletic arena. He is the 2008 Scholar Attitude Award winner from Board of Directors Division O. As something like a kinder, gentler Dr. House of cable television, Corey has compassion for those he would serve. If he could make one change in the world, it would be, quote, that new medicines could be discovered for children in order to prevent illnesses that would confine them to the hospital almost their entire life. These children have experienced less than half of the things I have, and yet they still have the will to live. Instead of a life full of pain and discomfort, I would like them to be able to experience a carefree childhood. Corey was on his school's basketball team the past 2 years, and the baseball team as an 8th grader. He is a member of the school band, elected vice president of the band by his classmates, and the junior high fan club for 3 years, serving on its board of directors. The single feat he is most proud of is being a member of the Staunton team that advanced to the IESA 7th grade Class 3A boys state basketball tournament. Our school hasn't been too successful since our high school team won the Class A tournament in 1993. He says, "It felt amazing to make it that far, and it brought our town together in their support of us. It was great to look up in the stands and know all those people were supporting you to do well." Corey understands that when teams get on a roll, sportsmanship can either be the driver of the school bus or can take a back seat of the same bus. In his words, sportsmanship reveals the leaders to our sports teams. He writes in his essay, "Someone's sportsmanship shows a person's true self and personality and how they react to a lot of success or a lot of negativity. Finally, the representation of one's town and family sometimes depends on the participants' sportsmanship. The impact of sports on a community is tremendous, and sometimes it creates stereotypes within a particular town. They create rivalries between towns, and depending on each town's sportsmanship, the rivalry can be positive or full of hatred." In high school, Corey will add football to his list of activities. He'll still participate in basketball and baseball in the band. Then it's off to college and eventually medical school. He's got his eye on a few schools with strong medical programs: Harvard, Yale, St. Louis University, University of Florida, University of Texas, or University of Illinois. Where will the new Dr. House go?
With Tamashane today is her mom, Shalonda Wellmaker, and her grandmother, Paige, and the assistant principal at Cahokia Worth Parks Middle School, Mr. Kevin Bement. Tamashane, a student of your caliber is so refreshing to see. Someone who cares first and foremost about their grades is not the norm these days. Too many students want to excel in outside activities, but you, along with your fellow honorees, understand the importance of schoolwork. It is highly likely that your grades and education will get you more attention than what you might do outside of the classroom. And just like the person you most admire, Oprah Winfrey, it will be your determination that leads you to your full potential. Congratulations on all of your success. And with Corey today are his parents, Vicki and Thomas Zurich, and Dave Lamore, the athletic director at Staunton. Corey, you mentioned in your application that you admire your great-grandmother because of her positive attitude despite a recent illness. I hope you will always remember this trait because life is not always easy, and a positive attitude can help you so much. I remember that Staunton High School basketball team that won the IESA State Basketball Championship in 1993, probably before you were even born. But they exemplified a positive attitude. They simply remained positive throughout that championship game. And in high school, during a difficult test, during two-a-days in football, and especially when you are in medical school, a positive attitude will carry you through even the most difficult times. And we all wish you the very best. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Tamashine Wellmaker and Corey Zurich. And presenting Tamashine and Corey their awards is our board member from Division O, Mr. Ron Graham, who is the superintendent of the Verdon School District. Congratulations.